Welcome to Mind Coast, everyone. Thanks for being here. Amidst all of our different journeys, it's nice for us to be able to gather here and reflect on ourselves. Intention 10. There's no rush. How do you feel about the way you're progressing through life? Do you feel as though you're getting by just fine? Maybe you're doing even better than you expected at this point. Or is the opposite true? And your life isn't unfolding as you thought it would? Do you feel as though your evolution has been underwhelming or has come to an unexpected halt? Or that too much time has passed to make good on your passions? Are those feelings directly tied to acknowledgement of your limitations in talent, skill, or resources? If so, then there are many things much more deserving of your disappointment, because amending this feeling only requires that you expend more effort, discipline, confidence, and faith than you already have. But if the dreariness felt for your progress is instead the result of being lost in comparison, then resolving those feelings won't be found in rapid improvement or sudden opportunity. If where we currently stand is necessary to who we want to be, then how do we take heart and maintain confidence in our own journey while we're surrounded by others who are progressing differently? What's typical for most of us before we enter adulthood is that our childhood years are largely spent being surrounded by other children who are the same age and progressing similarly to us, as a natural result of attending elementary school. Even if there were particular children who stood out from the class with their exceptional performance, or if you happened to be that student or among them, everyone is still taught at the same pace, with the same instruction, and meant to pass on to the next grade together. And even though high school presents a bit more distinction between the caliber of students with the introduction of advanced courses and variation in college acceptances, each student is still meant to progress and graduate at the same pace. It's usually not until college, where the objective of each student is to successfully plan their future, that we actually encounter a significant distinction in how each person is developing. No matter the institution, there's always a great deal of variation between each student, with some already having secured career opportunities before graduating, taking classes alongside others who still aren't sure what study to major in or which career to pursue. However, what sets college apart from elementary and high school is that there is no longer any collective guidance to the next level alongside of our peers. Even while in college, every aspect of both academic and university life is left to each student's own discretion, because what follows is the real world, where everyone has to provide and make decisions for themselves. And that's where the pressure to match up to our peers really manifests from. The awareness of people the same age as us having opportunities that we don't can't help but make us feel as though we are lacking in capability or falling behind in life, even when we're certain to be giving our best effort or mindful that others have received chances for reasons aside from their abilities. There's so much pressure and stress existing all around us to constantly be advancing or in a state of improvement, and part of the reason for that is because of the overly simplistic idealism which defines most education systems. The notion that consistent hard work and honest effort will guarantee convenient opportunities, or that pre-planning a career track at an optimal pace will make the timeliness of our advancement more certain, are just a couple of many existing underthought ideas that relegate the definition of success in its pursuit to a time trial for affluence. When we're consistently devoting our best efforts, and yet they still haven't yielded what we expected or feel entitled to, that turbulence between our expected success and reality is deemed as a marker of shortcoming and failure. And when that feeling persists without being addressed, it continues to grow stronger. But the hard and simple truth is that hard work alone won't dictate how any of our lives unfold. And even though many of us were taught that it was the key to making progress in a calculated and linear fashion, and even though life may have unfolded that way for people around us, it's much more realistic that things won't always go so smoothly in spite of our best efforts. The constructed shelter of group progression that once was in school simply doesn't exist in the real world, and each of us simply must run our own unique race. Aside from coming to terms with this reality, the other reason why some of us feel so much pressure and in such a hurry to be advancing or in a state of improvement is because we don't know how to stop living in comparison, which is true for a lot of people in many different ways. But discontentment and anxiety in regard to how our life is unfolding, being brought on by comparison, has a harmful impact on our overall disposition. And it's also unfair to be so harsh on ourselves. If we can honestly say that effort isn't the reason for not progressing through life as efficiently as expected, then it's up to us at some point to be able to muster the strength to stop with the self-loathing and realize that the outcomes we experience are beyond just the effort we put forth. Whether it's outward reception, expansion of a personal venture, or the issuance of a job, it's simple enough to understand that any marker of success can't transpire without acknowledgement, which we can't force out of people. But taking that realization to heart in each of our personal lives is something that constantly presents itself as a challenge because of the sensitivity that inherently exists within our human nature. And as it relates to the framework of our discussion, this specific sensitivity is in response to the perception of both ourselves and the people that surround us regarding how we measure up to our peers and the rest of society. It's already difficult enough to persist through our own doubts and shortcomings, but just from seeing others go beyond our expectations of them, or experience success in their own right, or even just display confidence where we've grown hesitant, we can still feel the same impact as we would from our own underachievement, maybe even more so. It's hard to accept, but it simply is, and likely to remain, that the world around us is far more likely to conclude our value based on how much money we're making before considering the journey that we've been on. But even so, if where we stand now is necessary to who we want to be, then we have to look past what isn't going to change around us and hold on to what's true. The uniqueness of each of our struggles may make those who don't share those same problems more apparent to us. But if we're capable of providing enough for ourselves today and have the means to make an honest effort tomorrow, then what more are we entitled to? While trying to fully embrace that there's no benefit in feeling pressure or disheartened because of what we can't control in the arrival of opportunities. Sometimes we just need to be told that it's okay to be exactly where we are right now. So for everyone here at Mind Coast, where you are right now on your unfolding journey is perfectly acceptable. Take heart in every step that you're capable of making and enjoy this one and only life and story that's entirely yours to shape. Any sense of inadequacy you feel about yourself or competition that you feel towards anyone around you is only inviting unnecessary pressure and tension. It won't help to bring about results or increase the ambition that already exists within you. Rest assured that you are certainly not the only one who's trying to figure things out. And that's not said to bring comfort through the challenges of others, but for all of us to realize that struggle is normal and typical. Growing is all about embracing how every obstacle that stands in our path will refine and define who we are. So take them all on, and take them on with faith. There's always light at the end of the tunnel for those who persist. Thanks for listening, everyone. Feel welcome to join our community, and I hope we meet again. Peace.